My name is H.A. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist. Hit subscribe right now. We're on our way to 140,000 subscribers. Check out my latest article, my latest op-ed in the Jerusalem Post. Please share that on every social media platform you have. I am boycotting social media. I've deleted my Twitter account and Facebook. But if you're on social media, share that. It is titled, Why Democrats Embrace Anti-Semitism and Anti-Israel Bias. It's my latest op-ed in the Jerusalem Post. Please go ahead and share that everywhere. Also, my Second Amendment channel, an amazing segment, last segment with a Ruger. It was a modeled, it's a revolver modeled after the Colt 45, and it's awesome. Definitely check out HA's Second Amendment. That is below. What do we have here? Oh, look, it's Democrats to press Whitaker in his first testimony to Congress. Democrats to press Whitaker in his first testimony to Congress. Why is Matthew Whitaker why is he even testifying? Why is he testifying when the Senate Intelligence Chairman found no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion? So, Richard Burr found no evidence. The Senate found no evidence. They've been investigating for 2 years. There's no evidence of anything. Mueller found no evidence. James Clapper told Chuck Todd, oh, there's no evidence. There's no evidence of anything. There's evidence, actually, that money flowed into the Clinton Foundation, and then Uranium One got 20% of U.S. uranium capacity. Putin got 20% of U.S. uranium capacity. Big, bad, horrible menace to the world dictator Vladimir Putin got 20% of U.S. uranium capacity under President Obama, who could have vetoed the deal. How does that work? The Clinton Foundation received over millions of dollars while the deal was going down. Bill Clinton met with Vladimir Putin at his home outside Moscow. That's according to Newsweek. Yellow cake uranium was shipped out of the country, according to the New York Times. So everything I say is public record knowledge. Everything I'm telling you is public record knowledge, as I do with every segment. Actually, millions of dollars flowed into the Clinton Foundation, and beneficial treatment took place. And oh, by the way, Tony Podesta was lobbying on behalf of Uranium One. Oh, and then William D. Campbell, an FBI informant, testified to 3 committees in Congress that Russian lobbyists were bragging over their influence. This is according to The Hill. Their influence over Obama and the Clinton Foundation. And then Hillary Clinton opposed the Magnitsky Act. And then Hillary Clinton didn't voice any concern. She was on the Committee on Foreign Investment. How is it a good thing that we sold 20% of U.S. uranium capacity? Or in yellow cake uranium was shipped out of the country using the export licenses of trucking companies. And guess who was FBI director? Oh, Mueller. And there's still no evidence, not one shred of evidence, nothing, absolutely nothing. It's the most absurd fairy tale, fantasy, nonsensical, irrational propaganda spin that, of course, Democrats found appealing. Russia and the Trump campaign didn't work to hack the DNC to inform the country that Bernie Sanders was cheated. And now the left has completely thrown Bernie into the fiery dumpster fire, the dumpster fire of progressive politics, of left-wing politics. Now he is a monster just like Trump because he had the audacity on Facebook. Now, look, I have my issues with Bernie. He capitulated within a nanosecond, and he helped further the Trump-Russia myth when he knows that Russia didn't hack the DNC to inform everyone that he was cheated. I have a lot of problems with Bernie. He's not advocating bringing home Americans from war. People say, well, how could you vote for Bernie Sanders? Go from Bernie to Trump, because both advocated bringing home Americans. Both opposed the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Both had a foreign policy that was the antithesis of, that was the opposite of Clinton's in most ways. And Trump, thank God he's president. We now have the beginning of peace between North and South Korea. Some people say it's a photo op. I have no clue how they come to that conclusion. You have North Korea and South Korea signing documents, signing agreements, meeting Moon Jae-in of South Korea is meeting Kim Jong-un in unprecedented steps at peace. So how on earth do you say it's a photo op? But where am I going with this? Of course, I'm going everywhere. They said, well, Bernie Sanders, because he was on Facebook, he tried to upstage Stacey Abrams. And I'm not even, look, I have left the insanity of the left, so I'm no longer, read my Daily Caller article on how I became a gun control, how I went from a gun control advocate to a Second Amendment advocate. That's just one of the reasons I'm now a Trump supporter. But Bernie Sanders takes heat for State of the Union rebuttal just really quickly. It's like, why? What is the problem? How on earth is speaking after Stacey Abrams a disrespectful action or event? On Twitter and social media, Sanders came under fire for a move that was seen as competing with Stacey Abrams. No, her message resonated with her constituents and with Democrats. And Bernie's message, of course, will resonate with Democrats and progressives. So, if anything, he's likely bolstering her message or likely bolstered her message. I don't get that, but that's the insanity of the left. Anyway, let's continue with the irrational behavior of Democrats. Matthew Whitaker is going to be grilled for what? We don't know. Were there people at an embassy, an ambassador, and others at an embassy, like begging and constantly asking for extra security hundreds of times? And did Matthew Whitaker ignore their requests? Oh, no, that didn't happen. Did Matthew Whitaker use an unencrypted server that eventually transferred top secret and special access program intelligence? No. Did he preside over a bribery and racketeering scandal where yellow cake uranium was shipped out of the country? Oh, no, that was Mueller. So what is he being grilled about? Okay. Oh, well, Democrats who perceive Whitaker as a Trump loyalist were expected to ask him whether he has made any commitments to the president about Robert Mueller's investigation. The guy is out the door. He's not even there. It's like he's not going to be Attorney General anymore. William Barr will be Attorney General, and William Barr isn't going to even show the country or Congress all of this stupid Mueller report. It's ridiculous. It's so absurd. If you're watching from another country, please laugh at us, because not Democrats. Democrats are the comical, amusing, completely devoid of logic, groupthink part of our political sphere or of American politics. Trump actually is presiding over an economy where 5.1 million jobs were created in 2 years. Record low Black and Latino unemployment. He signed a crime bill that was part of a progressive agenda. Okay? He wants to bring home Americans, 10,000 from 2 theaters of conflict. He's a very good Democratic president. I mean, he wants the wall. He'll get his wall eventually. But on major issues, he's a great Democratic president. I mean, what you would think, bringing home Americans from never-ending conflict, that's what Obama got elected to do. He got a Nobel Peace Prize, and he was just marginally less militant than Bush. Trump presides over peace between North and South Korea. His foreign policy led to that. And if you say, well, his foreign policy, well, it's his presidency, and it's happening under his presidency. And when he was going after Kim Jong-un on Twitter, people were saying, oh my God, we're on the brink of annihilation. Then peace between North and South Korea. Then they say, well, it's not his foreign policy. It's like, well, which one is it? Anyway, he's bringing home Americans from war, presiding over peace between North and South Korea. He's a good president. He's a good president. He's not an orange demigod monster. This is projection. These are the neuroses of Democrats. They even go after Bernie Sanders still. It's like Bernie Sanders is like a punching bag. He's like the Democratic Party's punching bag. That's why I became one of the reasons I became a Trump supporter, because I want peace between North and South Korea. I want Americans home from war, but I'm tired of being a punching bag also. My God. You don't look, if you're progressive, you watch this channel, you can't stand Democrats, but you do like a lot of policies from Trump. Don't tell people you like Trump. Just vote for him. You don't have to, don't do an H.A. Goodman and I was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet, according to the Huffington Post. And the Washington Post called me the unofficial scribe of Sanders' most hardcore voters. And I am now officially a Trump supporter. I'm voting for Trump in 2020. He's a good president. And if you like prison reform, if you like the fact that 58% of all the new jobs created are women, compose 58% of all the new jobs, or employed in 58% of all the new jobs. Close to 400,000 manufacturing jobs created. 303,000 lost under President Obama. Manufacturing jobs. We're now building and making things in this country, as opposed to manufacturing jobs being lost. So he's a good president, but it's like, what are they grilling? There's no evidence of Trump Russia. Clinton outsourced the CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike looked at DNC servers. The United States government never touched DNC servers. They're relying on CrowdStrike to give them images and copies. Gizmodo, BuzzFeed, Daily Beast, Washington Post all said, "Oh, Trump keeps his conspiracy, his myth. Oh yeah, well the DNC never needed to give their service to the FBI. Oh really? Yeah, they outsourced CrowdStrike, a tech firm that was paid by Democrats. Oh, okay, that's not a conflict of interest. Yeah, that tech firm is really going to say, yeah, this is a bunch of nonsense. Putin never hacked your servers. The Russians never hacked DNC servers. It's the stupidest thing in the world. There's no evidence. You want to know how I know? Because CrowdStrike is the only the only entity to give the U.S. government evidence. Why should we trust them? The U.S. government doesn't have evidence of its own. It's the equivalent of a bank robber having his defense attorney say, well, as you can see, Your Honor, we have the safe, we have copies of the fingerprints, and as you can see, my client is innocent. Oh, okay, well, whatever you say. I'm sure you won't do anything with that safe. I'm sure you've given me pristine copies of the fingerprints. Anyway, Gerald Nadler. Point of order, Mr. Chairman, point of order. They're all going to grill Matthew Whitaker on nothing. Did you say this to Trump? Did you promise this to Trump? And the Senate Intelligence Committee, this is after the Senate Intelligence Committee finds there's no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. There's no evidence. Mueller has indicted people simply to hurt them. This has been a public relations disaster for the Democratic Party, not for Trump. Although enough brainwashed people, I ask my friends who are Democrat, I'm like, you know what CrowdStrike is? No, I don't know that. Steele dossier. These are very intelligent people, by the way. They have no clue. You know, the Steele dossier was purchased by Hillary Clinton. I don't know what is the Steele dossier? I just know that Trump worked with Russia. Oh, okay. That's good. You know that Trump worked with Russia, but you don't know what the Steele dossier is. Good. Very good. Very good. And then you have people who are like, don't realize that there will be investigations regarding Clinton's criminal acts very soon. William Barr is going to be Attorney General. That's very likely why 2 years, Democrats spent 2 years trying to muddy the waters like they usually do. They're so corrupt. Debbie Wasserman Schultz is still there, present in Democratic politics. All the same people, Clinton, Donna Brazile, everyone is still there. Nothing has changed. This Green New Deal, it's not even what the left progressive voters voted for. They voted for Medicare for all. So yet another bait and switch. And I don't think Medicare for all is feasible from an economic sense. You can't tax 320 million people to the point where it won't tank the economy. The Mercatus study says double to triple, but even the Urban Institute, the Congressional Budget Office, hasn't even found a viable tax plan. But that's what people voted for. They voted for Medicare for all. Then they have Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has this Green New Deal. Okay, everyone's going to drive an electric car. Okay. Lithium and all the other elements of electric car batteries, not environmentally friendly. Actually, and there are also human rights concerns regarding children working in mines. That's another story. We can go on forever regarding that. Hit subscribe right now to this channel. Tell your friends about this channel. Share this channel on social media, and share these segments. Ladies and gentlemen, Democrats depressed Whitaker in his first testimony to Congress. Regarding what? They have nothing to ask him. The poor guy didn't do anything other than preside over Sessions, who was an abomination. Hit subscribe. Give me your thoughts. Check out HA's Second Amendment and please, my Jerusalem Post article, Why Democrats Embrace Anti-Semitism and Anti-Israel Bias. Share that everywhere. It's below. Thank you so very, very much.